friends and save big during the endless summer sale. Get 30% off paints and stains with sale prices starting at $29.39. Hurry, it's only August 26th through September 5th. Shop online or at your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store.
I get bladder leaks. I didn't want to feel like I was wearing the pads I wore when I was 12.
Then I tried the Always Discreet pads.
They fit perfectly in the place they're supposed to.
Look how much it holds, and it still stays thin.
It's the protection we deserve.
Freddie Prinze Jr. He's one of my best friends.
And today, couples goals. Tomorrow, we're opening up the ET Vault to celebrate Sarah Michelle Gellar and Freddie Prinze Jr.'s 20th anniversary.
Food and funny. Those are our secrets, right? Food and funny?
Food and funny.
Oh, feed me and make me laugh? You got me.
That's our secret.
I agree, Sarah.
Food, funny.
Oh, whatever.
We leave you now with Avril Lavigne getting her star in the Hollywood Walk of Fame. You saying I'm not funny?
I'm saying we're not a couple. Bye, everybody.
Tell me! This is me when I was 16, my first trip to Hollywood. I had no idea one day that I'd be getting a star of my own. I was wearing this.
Happening now.
As the temperatures start to change this fall and we head outdoors, that doesn't mean that COVID has gone away. Why the USDA is recommended an updated booster shot and who should be getting it.
Coming up, day 7 of the Michelle Barrientos Vela public corruption trial, the explosive cross-examination of the case's lead investigator.
And in just a bit, we'll be taking a look at some new showers on the radar screen, some changes to the weekend forecast, and potential new tropical development. The news at 5 starts right now.
It's just around the corner. Millions of Americans could receive new COVID-19 booster doses that would target the Omicron subvariants as soon as next week.
The Food and Drug Administration giving the green light to the first redesign of COVID vaccines. It's been 2 years since they were initially rolled out, and a lot has changed.
Erica Hernandez spoke with a local doctor about why he says this new vaccine is necessary.
COVID has certainly not gone away, even though it's changed.
That change is why the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, for the first time, has authorized an updated COVID-19 vaccine booster from Moderna and Pfizer. This updated version will be a combination of the original vaccine and a part that is meant to target newer variants.
The idea is that you have better protection against really the version of the virus that's most prevalent.
Dr. Brian Alsip from University Health says getting updated COVID vaccines may become the new norm.
The protection we've gotten from the previous version of the vaccine has been good, but it's changing. And we need to keep up with that, just like we do every year with influenza. The vaccine we get is different from the previous year because that virus changes. And so we need to probably stay up to date with COVID, just like we do with influenza.
The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention will vote tomorrow on whether to support recommending the boosters for use. If they are recommended, the Pfizer vaccine will be for people aged 12 and older, and Moderna vaccine will be for people aged 18 and older. Currently in San Antonio, Dr. Alsip says we're not seeing quite the high surges like we've seen in the past, but he said that could change. In fact, he is recommending that those who are high risk to still be using a mask in public spaces. Erica Hernandez, KSAT 12 News.
And the big question is, will people who are already weary of vaccines roll up their sleeves once again? According to the CDC, 67% of the U.S. population is fully vaccinated, but only 33% of Americans have received a booster dose. As of June, the CDC says unvaccinated people are 8 times more likely to die of COVID-19 than those who did get shots.
The U.S. Department of Health and Human Services expects to run out of the federal funds needed to buy and distribute COVID vaccines in the coming months. That's according to an HHS official who said it makes a transition to commercialization necessary. Don O'Connell, Assistant Secretary for Preparedness and Response at HHS, says the department has acquired 170 million updated COVID boosters for a fall and winter vaccination campaign, but will no longer have the money to buy or distribute the vaccines as early as January. It'll also run out of its federal supply of several treatments in the first half of 2023. It all comes as Congress has failed to pass additional COVID relief funding that the White House says is needed for vaccines, testing, and treatments. HHS held a virtual planning meeting with more than 100 representatives from pharmacies, healthcare providers, and consumer groups today, discussing that transition to commercializing COVID treatments and vaccines.
The recent courtroom fireworks may be over in the Michelle Barrientos Vela public corruption trial, but the decision on her fate may be just a few days away.
Yeah, it could all be in the hands of the jury as soon as tomorrow. Dylan Collier explains that's going to happen, but not before some of the most intense moments this case has produced so far.
A nearly week-long, methodical presentation of evidence against former Bexar County Precinct 2 Constable Michelle Barrientos Vela gave way this morning.
7 minutes ago, you testified to them, and you didn't know what Don was talking about.
To a verbal slugfest. In one corner, Texas Ranger Bradley Freeman. In the other, defense attorney Nico LaHood, who attacked the state's use of a Precinct 2 clerk who resigned a day after law enforcement raided her workplace.
You made that assessment to trust Susan Tristan that you've known for 13 days. That's your testimony to this jury?
We trusted that Susan would tell us if there was anything on the recording that we needed to know. We trusted her. We felt that she was being honest.
That's amazing.
Freeman issued multiple grand jury subpoenas for security records from Rodriguez Park, but never specifically asked for cache logs. Attorneys for Barrientos Vela described the gathering of documents as deficient.
Where's hours worked?
It's not on there either, but you can calculate that by the hours, the compensation that was made from the cash logs.
Man, that's a lot of work, right?
I think it's worth it. I think a police station should give it to us.
You don't want to be tricky though, right?
No, sir.
The state rested its case around 3:30 this afternoon. The defense has indicated that it will rest its case when the trial resumes in the morning, meaning the jury could have this case in its hands by midday tomorrow. Reporting live at the Bexar County Justice Center, Dylan Collier, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, Dylan. Overnight, a wrong-way driver crashes head-on with a Via bus. Thankfully, everyone left with only some minor injuries. Happened about 5:30 this morning. It led to a backup on Wurzbach Road near Evers. Police say a man driving a gray sedan, likely trying to get around traffic, ended up driving the wrong way, headed straight towards a Via bus with 4 people inside, including Roger Sines, who saw the whole thing from his window seat.
He was going crazy, and he was just passing all the cars. He couldn't stop, and the bus couldn't stop.
Sign says the motor of the car went flying and then burst into flames. There you see what's left of it. The driver of the car, the only one who had to be taken to the hospital. Everyone else on the bus, including the driver, suffered only minor injuries.
Fire investigators are looking to see what caused this, a destructive fire on the city's west side overnight. It happened around 1 in the morning in the 700 block of St. Augustine. That's off Highway 90 and General McMullen. Firefighters got there just in time. The fire had started in a shed. It was spreading into the home, and the overhangs had already caught fire. Thankfully, no one was inside, and the flames were put out pretty quickly. The fire caused about $10,000 worth of damage.
She got out of the store with more than she bargained for. A cart full of unpaid groceries. Now her photo's on San Antonio Crime Stoppers. Let's see if you recognize this woman. Police say back on August 20th, she robbed a Dollar General in the 4300 block of Calabria Road. She reportedly filled her cart with merchandise, went to the register, acted as if she was going to pay for her purchases, but instead she just walked out the door with all the items in her cart. When another woman followed her outside, she pulled out a knife and they backed off. Crime Stoppers will pay up to $5,000 for information that leads to this woman's arrest. If you have any tips, you can call 224-STOP or text TIP 127 to crimes.
Now to the latest on the raid on former President Donald Trump's home. Federal officials are now suggesting that he and his legal team likely moved and hid sets of classified documents as part of an effort to obstruct the federal investigation. This in response to Trump's team's motion for a special master to review the materials that were seized from Trump's Mar-a-Lago estate. According to the filing, when federal agents came to the resort in June, Trump's attorneys handed over just one envelope with classified documents. One lawyer allowed agents to visit the storeroom, but blocked them from looking through any of the boxes. That same day, 2 Trump lawyers certified in a sworn statement that there was a diligent search and that all records from the White House had been turned over. But the DOJ questioned that.
None of this is good for Donald Trump, right? Anything in here simply increases the chance of a possible indictment.
Trump's lawyers have until tonight to respond to the department's new filing. A hearing is set for tomorrow, and a judge will consider whether to grant Trump's request to have a special master.
Beto O'Rourke feeling better. Will be back on the campaign trail soon. In a statement from his campaign, it says he is planning to return to in-person events and appearances and will be in Laredo this Friday, September 2nd. It's just 1 week after the gubernatorial Democratic challenger had a brief stay in the hospital. This past Friday, he checked himself into San Antonio's Methodist Hospital and has been recovering from a bacterial infection in El Paso ever since. With just 10 weeks before the midterm elections, there's no time to spare for O'Rourke, who's trailing Governor Greg Abbott in polls by single-digit numbers.
Taking a look outside with your traffic authority cameras, and look at that. Lots of room to maneuver around on IH-10 at Frio Street. A little bit more traffic looks like heading out of town.
No rain locally right now. We've had some pop-up activity elsewhere. And let's start off farther east of San Antonio. We're talking Lavaca County, DeWitt County, even just outside of Cuero, some action, and up around I-10 around Luling, and some outflow boundaries coming together around Seguin, where we'll probably have some new development momentarily. But locally, we really don't have a whole lot to talk about. You get into Atascosa County. Charlotte has a shower that's really falling apart right now, and in parts of Frio County, or Medina County, I should say, just some isolated action south of Highway 90. So a few stray showers out there this evening. Temperatures, for the most part, 80s to even low 90s. 92 Schertz, but 89 Santa Maria. Leon Springs now at 88 degrees. And you look elsewhere, Bernie 89, and hey, just outside of Lavernia, almost half an inch of rain since midnight. We'll be back to talk about the tropics and some development out there, along with some changes to the weekend forecast in just a bit.
Amazing temperatures. Thank you so much, Adam. From cookies to Blue's Clues toys, several products you may have in your home are being recalled. 12 on your side's Marilyn Moritz takes a look at those products and some of the dangers in tonight's Recall Roundup.
Have these in the pantry? Market Pantry White Fudge Animal Cookies sold at Target are recalled after a metal wire was found in some. They come in a big plastic bear container. The best buy date is February 21st. Take them back. Brewing danger. IKEA is recalling thousands of metal espresso makers because the stainless steel safety valve can burst. A few folks have been scalded. Take it back. Blue's Clues recall. Huffy says it's pulling more than 28,000 of these plush puppy ride-on toys. The toy can tip forward, and 18 toddlers have injured their faces. These were sold at Walmart. Contact Huffy for a fix. And more toy trouble. Epic Everlasting Play is recalling thousands of Kadoozy My First Activity desks. When the toy is attached to a crib, the child can tangle his clothing on it or get his jaw trapped in the handle. Parents, you can contact the company to get either a new toy or get your money back. If you need more information on any of these recalls, you'll find it on our website. Marilyn Moritz, KSAT 12 News.
Can I get my money back? Can I get a hotel room? Common questions when you're stuck at the airport. Coming up, how some major airlines are making it easier to know your travel rights.
Holiday shopping is likely not yet on your mind, but retailers are thinking about it and working out strategies to lure you in despite rising inflation. What retailers plan to offer you to stretch your dollars.
Myra Arthur here in the newsroom. Here's what we're working on for the news at 6 today. A city department could have its budget triple in the next fiscal year. Where all of that money is coming from and how they plan to use it to fight the city's affordable housing crisis. Plus, 1 year ago, the war in Afghanistan came to a close, and today, 2 mothers of fallen soldiers are reflecting on the sacrifices of their sons, the bond that they share. Jesse DeGoyato has their stories today at 6. Also, a San Antonio coaching legend with a connection to a historic Uvalde football team, Jerry Comalander. He won a state championship with the Coyotes in 1972. He's talking with our RJ Marquez about what he remembers about that stellar season and what he'll be thinking about now as he makes a return to Uvalde for an emotional home opener on Friday. All that and more coming your way today on the news at 6.
Thank you so much, Myra. With inflation in full effect and the holiday season quickly approaching, some big name stores are busy trying to get you the discounts that'll draw you in with some better than you've seen in years. Best Buy, Ulta, Gap, and other top chains say that they are expecting a shopping season that is packed with discounts. In fact, yesterday, Walmart announced more rollbacks than in previous years and a wider array of toys for less than $50 and $25. In addition to toys, shoppers are going to find discounts on clothing, TV, beauty products, sporting goods, and some other items. Other companies are saying they're going to be ramping up their promotions to offer incentives to shoppers who are strained by inflation and might otherwise be priced out of holiday gifting.
It seems to be happening more often, and most of us have been there, stuck in an airport with our flight delayed, even canceled. Now, just before the Labor Day weekend travel rush, major airlines tweaking their protocols on what you are entitled to when this happens. American, United, Delta, Southwest, JetBlue have all rolled out changes this week amid pressure for more consumer rights transparency. United now offering meal vouchers for flights delayed more than 3 hours as opposed to 4. American Airlines offering hotel rooms for travelers stuck overnight. Southwest says hotel rooms will be provided, quote, upon request if available, end quote. Much of the airline's websites have been rewritten with clearer language as well. Meanwhile, the U.S. Department of Transportation has vowed to launch a website to make it easier to know your travel rights.
Taking a look outside with live cam, the sun is out. A lot of people got rain over the last couple of days, and look how green everything's getting.
Yeah, we're starting to see a difference out there. I also have some of the month-to-date rainfall totals all across our area, and we're going to get into that in just a bit. I want to take a look at our rain chances, first of all. Rain chances, of course, looking better in the days ahead. And tomorrow, next couple of days, Thursday, Friday, just isolated in nature. We're talking 20 to 30% coverage. But we get into Saturday and Sunday, and that's when we elevate those rain chances even more into the more scattered category, so becoming more numerous with some pockets of heavy rain. So the timing may not be optimal for some plans this upcoming Labor Day weekend, but we need the rain. It looks like a good soaker for some of us. Let's take a look at the Drought Monitor. This is updated on Thursday, so this is still the last week's version, I should say, of the Drought Monitor. We'll get the new one tomorrow, but I want to point out the month-to-date rainfall. Bracketville over 7 inches, Eagle Pass over 9 inches, Cotulla 8.5 inches, San Antonio International just over 2. You look at Moulton out just north of Shiner, 4 inches. I mean, we're seeing big time accumulations, just not as much in and around Bexar County and even surrounding communities. But we're going to add to this, I think, especially as we get into the upcoming weekend. Here's a look at the shower activity out there right now. We talked about this downpour that's just right between Hallettsville and Cuero. Looks like Shiner's about to get hit by some heavy rainfall. This is also throwing an outflow boundary into Gonzales County, which could kickstart even newer showers closer to the city of Gonzales. And then earlier I talked about these little outflow boundaries coming together around I-10. Well, this one right here on top of Seguin, it developed this downpour just drenching Seguin. So for the evening commute within the city of Seguin and right along I-10, it's damp, at least for the time being. These are pretty brief showers, though. We don't anticipate them to last very long. Even the one near Charlotte falling apart, Pleasanton, Jourdanton, that action's falling apart as well. We're starting to lose our daytime heating, which then means we begin to lose some of these showers. And where we've had a lot of rain lately, out in parts of the hill country, just some widely separated showers. Rial County and even western Kerr County to be included in that. All right, let's get a look at the big picture. And earlier today, we had the rain west of San Antonio, and that's a result of this upper level low that's spinning, this counterclockwise circulation in West Texas. It's drifting westward. So it's moving away from us, but that's where the energy has been farther west of town today. And as it continues to move westward, I think our rain chances are pretty slim the next couple of days. As I mentioned, about 20 to 30% chance. But then a new system should drop in from the north this weekend, and that'll enhance those rain chances a bit. Let's talk about the tropics, though. We've got 3 systems out there we're watching with the likelihood of developing into tropical systems, but right now there are no indications that any of them would be heading toward or even into the United States. Right now we have no threat from any tropical system. 80% chance of this system that's way out in the Atlantic, that's likely to take that typical curve up closer to Bermuda. And then watching particularly a new wave coming off of Africa, and that has the likelihood over the next 5 days, but that is so far away. Nothing to worry about right now, tropics-wise. 93 degrees, that was our high temperature today, 1 degree below average. The record, 103, set back in 1954. 76, though, in Uvalde. We've got some areas where we still have some rain-cooled air. Rock Springs just dropped to 79. Meanwhile, where we've had some sun, 93 on the south side at Stinson, 91 officially in San Antonio, and we have the mugginess, dew points in the low 70s, but that's going to help us make rain in the days ahead. 10 to 20% chance, or 20 to 30% chance tomorrow. 76 in the morning, 94 the high temperature. Rio Medina, though, 91. New Braunfels, 95. We'll stay below 100 and even, I think, upper 80s this weekend with those elevated rain chances Saturday, Sunday.
Wow, we haven't seen that in a while. Thank you so much, Adam.
All right, a busy season for the Alamo Dome. I mean, we just had the KSAT Pigskin Classic. We've got the UTSA game coming up, plus another hot ticket item.
Yeah, you're talking about the 50th anniversary celebration of the San Antonio Spurs when they play host to the Golden State Warriors inside the Alamo Dome, January the 13th, and how you can get cheaper tickets, but you're going to have to hurry. We'll explain when we come back. Another San Antonio connection to the Dallas Cowboys coming up. Tickets will go on sale tomorrow for the Spurs' big 50th anniversary celebration game in the Alamo Dome on January the 13th against the Golden State Warriors. And to get you ready for the big event, former Spurs star Sean Elliott made a trip down to the Dome today where he made a name for himself. His Memorial Day miracle is what legends are made of against the Portland Trail Blazers. The game-winning three-pointer delivered that would have never counted had Sean not raised his heels off the floor to stay in bounds. It would help propel the Spurs to the 1999 NBA Finals, where the Spurs won their first ever NBA championship. And now we're coming back for one game, but not like the old style using half of the dome. This is the Final Four style with the entire dome available.
Coming back for a Spurs game is going to be really exciting this year. It's going to be a lot of fun. I think you guys know already, 65,000 people is our goal. And, you know, before when the dome was set up, we had the curtain, we could get 30 and change in here. And that was always loud, so I can't imagine 65,000 plus. It's going to be amazing.
Yeah, me neither. Tomorrow, a limited amount of community tickets will be sold, 2,500 at just $10 each, and you're limited to 5 at the Alamo Dome box office.
Pro football coverage, powered by Davis Law Firm.
There are now 2 former San Antonio high school football players in the Dallas Cowboys roster. That's after Dennis Houston made the 53-man roster. The Warren High School product was a standout of training camp as an undrafted free agent, and not just for his route running, but also for being physical. It impressed star quarterback Dak Prescott. Another surprise is that the Cowboys did not place Michael Gallup on the PUP list, meaning they believe he will be able to return before the 4th game of the season.
He's getting close. You know, he's hit every target. You know, just his rehab's going very smooth. So we're just staying on the plan. And but yeah, I mean, I don't have anything to. You know, he's still working with Britt and the rehab group.
All right, the Cowboys will kick off their season 1 week from this Sunday night at 7:15 p.m. against Tampa Bay. Here's a look at some of the members that have been now placed on the practice squad. They brought back both quarterbacks they cut yesterday, Will Greer and Cooper Rush. Brent Maher, the kicker, they had to bring him back. They didn't have any choice. Malik Jefferson, the linebacker, Isaac Alarcon, the guard, and Brandon Smith at wide receiver. After being cut by the Minnesota Vikings, Kellen Mond has been claimed off waivers by the Cleveland Browns. That's because Deshaun Watson has to serve that 11-game suspension for violating the NFL's personal code of conduct or being accused of sexual assault during massage in 25 civil lawsuits. We'll wrap it up for you right after this.
Thanks so much for watching the News at 5 with us.
World News up next. We'll see you back here at 6.